scream and cry because it was like so scary. It was like a monster, and my parents thought it was the most hilarious thing. But I vaguely remember seeing the Hulk and being all scared and screaming and crying. I don't know why, but I think because of that moment in my early childhood, then when I was 5, the cartoon came out, and I kind of remembered that was the same guy that made me scream and cry as a toddler. Ever since then, and then my comic book obsession got real serious at like late elementary school. It was always the Hulk.
Donnie, do you remember, like, with the TV show The Hulk?
Yeah.
Who is the actor? What's his name?
Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, Bill Bixby. Okay, yeah. Bill Bixby would say, "You don't want to see me get mad. You don't want to see me get mad." And I would be all excited because I knew if he got mad, he was going to turn into the Hulk. And then they always did at the very end where Hulk is walking, not Hulk, Bill Bixby is walking down the street by himself.
Yeah.
And they always
David Banner.
And they played the sad music.
Yeah, they played that sad piano music. Oh yeah. That's iconic, man. Everyone recognizes that tune. But yeah, because of my obsession with the Hulk and because of that show, right? Mm-hmm. So going into other Marvel comics, I was always like, whenever there were like teams, right, like the X-Men, like I always gravitated towards like the Bruiser, the strong one, right, the powerhouse, right. So in the X-Men you had Colossus, like in the Fantastic Four you had the Thing, right. West Coast Avengers you had like Wonder Man and guys like Luke Cage who are primarily just super strength. Mm-hmm. Those were the guys I kind of gravitated towards. So when you had someone like Hercules, I remember growing up reading him in the comic books. He was always the strong guy, but he had personality. You know, he was always like kind of cheerful, kind of silly sometimes, kind of goofy, lots of confidence. He wasn't like brooding. He wasn't filled with, I don't know, like just angst. Like all the other strong characters, they're always like unhappy at the fact that they're like the brute. Right? Thing is self-conscious because he's like made out of rocks. The Hulk hates everybody. Everyone hates the Hulk, right? But then you got happy-go-lucky Hercules. He was just like, yeah, I'm strong. I own it. You know what I mean?
He considered it a gift. His battles, him giving the gift to somebody.
He was always so cheerful. I remember that about him.
That's what I like about the Marvel Hercules also, the fact that he had a gusto for life. And Hercules movies, one of the actors, Alan Steele, he wasn't the biggest Hercules like Reg Park. Reg Park was huge. The Rock was huge when he was Hercules. But he had the greatest zest for rock. You know, he really got into the role. You could see he enjoyed being Hercules in every gesture that he made. And I saw the same thing in the Marvel Hercules. That he really delighted in being who he was. There was that existential angst. He's a god. He's here to have a great time.
Yeah.
He often does.
Yeah.
How many movies has Hercules in it?
Oh my God. You know what? We need to ask AI that question because there's no way. I'm going to ask it right now.
Okay. And I remember there was a comic book that I picked up. It wasn't Marvel. It could have been DC, but Hercules had red hair. And I go, wow, why does he have red hair? And it really confused me because I was a young lad and I didn't understand. But now I look at it and I say, oh, it was a variant.
Yeah, there were a lot of variants, a lot of different companies, because he was in the popular culture, he was in the public domain. You know, you can't copyright or trademark gods. So Marvel found that, I think, when they tried to do that with Thor. So anybody could write Hercules stories without being sued.
Even AI can't give a straight answer, by the way. It says an exact number of movies featuring Hercules is difficult to determine, as the character has appeared in dozens of films across various countries and media since the 1930s. So it's hard to tell because you got to consider all the different countries. What if we just said Hollywood?
That's right. Yeah, all the different. Okay, and Xena, didn't Hercules appear in Xena?
Well, Xena, Hercules first, and then Xena became its own show. But
That's right.
You start out with 5 movies, and then it was the first season of Hercules. Xena appeared in the first season, and then she spun off and had her own show. And half the people left Hercules to go with Xena, and there was a whole big controversy at the time. And they often crossed over into each other.
And didn't one of the Shazam characters have the power of Hercules along with some other gods?
Yeah, Shazam.
As for Solomon,
Shazam. Okay.
Hercules, A for I forget who. But yeah, each one has a god. Most of them were figures from Greek mythology, except for Solomon, who was from Hebrew mythology.
Interesting.
Like the Z is for Zeus.
Right.
And the other A is for Achilles. I used to know them, but I don't remember.
I think M was for Mercury, for like the speed. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like Peter David, and I mourn the loss of Peter David. I got to know him for a while. Did a lot of stuff in Star Trek fandom. Then I tried to sell my own science fiction universe. So I met John Delancey and Peter David. Both of them were very helpful. That project eventually led nowhere, but it was a lot of fun to try to sell the universe to executives and stuff like that. And Peter David did a Hulk character called the Maestro.
Yeah, I remember the Maestro.
And in the latest Maestro graphic novel, which was based on a series with the Maestro, I think it was like 5 issues, not too long ago, he fought the futuristic Hercules and defeated him.
That's the thing about Hercules in the Marvel comics. He's always losing. Because he's always taking on like even stronger people like the Hulk or Thor or... But I remember seeing that all the time.
He gives as good as he gets, and with the really powerful characters of a certain level, they have them win some, lose some. Some are a draw, and you never quite know.
I remember he was always kind of like the comic relief guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was like the one famously funny interaction with him and She-Hulk, where I think she was like trying to flirt with him, and he rebuffed her advances, and I forgot what the exact details were, but...
Well, he slept with her during...
Did he wind up sleeping with her? No, that was Wolverine. Yeah, he said...
Haken Van Lente.
Yeah, I remember.
He slept with She-Hulk. He slept with, like, most of the females in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, he was the ladies' man.
Yeah.
And Hercules crossed over with Aladdin. Does anybody remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That was the old movies you're talking about, right?
It was a cartoon. It's where Jafar and Hades allied and trapped the heroes, leading to Aladdin and Hercules teaming up.
This was the Disney Aladdin?
Yeah, it was a shared animated film.
Oh.
Yeah. And, by the House of Mouse.
Somebody, a woman who's a romance writer, wrote a bunch of S&M novels based on the Disney characters. It was kind of odd. So she had Hercules and Hades and Meg and Jafar and Jasmine and all those characters in the novels.
Oh, okay. I know what, Paul. I know what you're talking about now. There was a time in the late '90s when the Disney Hercules had his own cartoon series, and in one of the episodes there was a crossover with Aladdin.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I need to go and look that up.
I have access to those somewhere. I haven't seen them in years since they aired.
By the way, what did you think of the Disney Hercules?
People usually give the Hercules a hard time, but however, it portrays like the Hercules with Kevin Sorbo Corbo.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, oh, it wasn't accurate to Greek mythology. Well, it depends on what Greek mythology you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
With Disney's Hercules, in Etruscan mythology, and the Etruscans were, there during Greater Greece,
Mm-hmm.
and later on Rome took over that area. Hercules and Hera, she was his mother. She wasn't his evil stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no ill will between them. So Hercules, like in the Disney movie, was the son of Hera.